That is the top, but that is only in theory is the top, because they ask us what to decide and what to do, so it's a very good question. And then is one headmaster. The headmaster is always, not always, but now the two last is among the teachers. So we found somebody who is skillful enough and who was ready to do this not really easy task. So we are very happy with that, because if somebody is coming from outside, it is not good for us.
We can never imagine to have a headmaster from an outside world. So we feel that the Roger School is so complex, and how it works, it's really hard to see and feel and know how to handle the stuff itself. So it's much better to have a headmaster from inside the team. So if somebody is brave enough and feels the courage and the skills to have this very important role, and now especially important because all the laws are changing in education and we want to follow the laws, and so she has to do a lot of work which is not teaching work, but how to run the school. And it's very good that she is from the start, so she is a teacher.
And then from this teacher workshop, from the advanced year, we formed a teacher workshop, and we meet every week. That used to be on Friday, every second Friday. Then in the first 15 years we followed this system. Then every second Friday, 4 hours, where we spoke about everything. How to do, how it was, how to do better, what are the problems. And then we changed, because this Friday evening was, everybody was so tired and wanted to do the family and to the weekend. So now we make it on Monday, every Monday 2 hours, from 4 till 6 o'clock. That is also very much, because there are a lot of teachers who were coming at 8 o'clock to teach a lot of lessons, and then from 4 till 6 workshop. But we are agreed all this time that we need it, because that we have to think together, we have to see ourselves, a lot of things always. And then this workshop has the right of the decision. Not for operating the school, but for everything which is pedagogical, psychological thing that is the right of decision is at the workshop, at the teacher workshop. So the headmaster is not more than a very important person to run the school, but she is only one from the workshop. And then it was too much for this forum to make all the decision and to think over. And maybe 4 or 5 years ago we decided to make between the headmaster and the workshop a small group. We say now then
professional team, we call it in a way, and they are elected. So every year we discuss their work, and then we elect people to this team from the teachers, and their task is to meet regularly every week again and to discuss deeply some important issues of the school, and then we take it to the workshop. So we don't make decisions there, we just prepare things, because we felt that it makes a bit faster, because this system is very slow, because we want everybody to understand, to argue and to give their reasons. So it's a very slow way of making decisions, but still we don't want to change it. Somehow we feel that as long as we can keep this workshop and discussions and try to get to compromises, it's very important for us, even if it's slow, and sometimes we feel that it takes so much time, and we have a review over and over again about the system, the structure, and we always get back to this. This is important. We try to have smaller teams and to have smaller discussions, but the workshop is very important, and that everybody can be part of the system.
And there are 3 teachers there, and the headmaster and me as a psychologist. I am now a school psychologist and advisor or coach, or I don't know how to say. And we are guests, and the 3 elected teachers are this committee that we inside. Yeah. Yes, and now we.
You and these 3 teachers, is this
professional,
and the headmaster.
You have this spark in between,
Yeah.
this team in between.
Yes, but we don't make decisions, we just prepare things and we try to find the issues we have to deal with. If we can see a family or a kid or a parent or a class that needs some more attention, we try to organize how to do it.
And the thematic of this every Monday workshop is there is a paper on the wall, and everybody who wants to speak about something then write down. And there is one teacher for this year. This is also elected, or
yes,
he is elected. Then he is a facilitator for the workshop, but not no power, nothing, but only to. So that is really the main structure now, and there are 130 children in the school and 30 in the kindergarten. We established 8 years ago our kindergarten. We wanted from the beginning we wanted kindergarten, but it took a lot of time, and now we are very 30 in the kindergarten and 130 in the school. And there were about 10 years we had also a high school department with about 40 children. But our elementary school children didn't go to the high school because they, I don't know why, but this high school became a supporting kind of high school. So pupils who have problems with behavior, with learning.
So it's a kind of second chance high school. So that needed some special support found in Rogers High School, and our school from elementary tend to go to normal high school because they somehow felt they wanted to try it now. And this is very small school. Our school is a family-like, and the teenager needs to have bigger choice, bigger company, and they went to traditional, mostly traditional, but some alternative high schools in Budapest.
This high school, you don't have it anymore? Or?
No, we have the team, and they run. It's a very special thing now because it's not a school, but they offer different projects and support. But all the kids belong to different schools as private schools, and they spend their days private pupils, and they spend their days with this team, but they are not school anymore, but they have kids who spend the day with them.
Who need this special care. There are children who are very personal curriculum, very personal timetable, because they are not easy children, and that is a very, very good help. Is this Rogerian attitude?
And they come to the high school from other state schools?
Yes.
To make an exam. Twice a year they have to do exams, but they learn in this other special.
How many teachers do you have? You say 230 children?
In our elementary. There are teachers who are in the full job. It's about 13.
I don't know, 16, and there are part-time teachers, and there are a few of them who just give some classes, lessons. So when we get together, we have logopedic. Yes, we have a teacher who comes and gives this special education.
A full job to the 130 children. Dyslexia, dysgraphia, speech problems, everything. Listening problems. She's full.
And when we have a break, a week-long break, then we always have a 1 or 2 day-long meetings again.
Teachers.
And then when everybody is together, then it's 20 something, 22, 23. About 22, 23.
And when we began the school at the beginning, then the practicing teachers said that this is awful. When we begin on the 1st of September until Christmas is nothing, only colder and darker, and everybody feel ill, all the children, the teachers. And then we thought that we make an autumn holiday. It was very good at that time. So at the end of October, November, 1 week, and the parents said, what to do with the children? But then they are used to it now, that is also in the States, because I don't know how is it in Bulgaria. No, but
It's in the vacation.
We have 1 or 2 days.
In Hungary there is an autumn week now.
Что национален празник? Что национален празник, не?
Училище.
There's 2 days around the celebration which is connected with this.
So for us we find it very, very good. And in every 7th, 8th week is 1 week rest for the teachers, for the children. It's very good, really. Then the autumn holiday, autumn 1 week, then Christmas 1 week, then in February skiing 1 week, then spring 1 week, and it's very good. Relax a little bit.
Yes, because we found it's 7 weeks, 7, 8 weeks is just enough to spend together, and everyone got so tired and exhausted, and so it gives a fresh start.
And in every 1 week, we, the teacher, workshop, make 1, 2 or 3 day training together. 1 day is real training. It's about cooperative learning techniques, about I don't know what, about the Rogerian attitude, because there are new teachers and how and what, and then the practical things also.
This is 1, 2, 3 days for the teachers.
Yeah, we decide always that how many. We like 2. And at the end of the school year, at the beginning, we have 5 days because we have to work about the whole school year. And that is it's a hard question to find teachers to that kind of school because
so that is a challenge to find a suitable teacher. Because the system, the teacher training system, is not about this. So everybody who is trained is not trained to this structure. So it's very hard to find people who really want to do something new and are open to learn and who is ready to adopt. And
How did you find it?
how do we find? Yes, Yes, it's a hard question. Mainly we try to find the best way if somebody knows somebody else and ask and invite. And I know a new teacher here, I have heard about someone, let's invite. But now it's not enough, so we advertise. The Roger School is looking for a primary teacher for the first class. And last year we tried to find another English teacher, and it took 8 months to find one. But there are several English teachers. But the one who can come to a primary, secondary school, who devotes so much time and energy, and who is good at English but also wants to good at this kind of attitude, it's really hard to find. It's really hard. Because first we invite them to, let's talk about this school, and then we invite them to observe lessons and to spend some days with us, and then a lot of passion can arouse in them. And then they have to teach in the classes, and then we try, and after a while, after a few weeks or months, she realizes that wow, it's very hard because we cannot use you cannot just your personality, you are there, you don't have marks. So we cannot, okay, I will give you a huge one if you don't do the homework. No, we have to find some other solutions. And as we are together really like people. So, okay, I'm the teacher, but I always interested in you, in your problems, and we have to be open to listen to each other, to devote time. And it's a rather different way of education. And as they were not educated like this, they have to learn it there. So it's very hard to find people who can really do it and really want to do it. So this is one of the challenges to find to be teachers.
Do we have a training program for teachers?
We want to have it, but it's very hard to establish.
So we say that it's compulsory to attend all these workshops, because then we can learn a lot from each other and how to solve pedagogical issues and problems. And we talk a lot, so every new teacher has somebody who helps and who spends a lot of time with him or her, and regularly every week 1 or 2 hours when they can rethink all the situations, all the classes, and it's a special help for them, but not training course.
So it's like a mentoring program.
Mentoring, yeah, just.
How many kids do you have in class?
Not more than 20, so I think that this kind of living and being together cannot be done with more, because we want to devote enough time for each and every child. So, but we have classes with 15, between 14, 15 and 20, but not more than 20.
Знам, когато ходящи, да ми се иска да чуя как да речем преминава един ден на дете в училище. Знам кога.
Are going on alternate day from morning to the day classes?
Yeah, so in the primary, let's say in the first 4 years, they start at 8:30. So because we don't like starting at 8, it's too early. But they can come, so they can come from 7:30. There is always a teacher, it has a system who is there, and so they can arrive from 7:30, but they start at 8:30. And all the days start with opening circle, so it's a circle time. We have carpets in the classes and cushions, and they sit on a cushion with the teacher, and they have time to really get there. So they can, first, these sharing circles are mainly about their experiences, what happened last day, what they are happy about, what they are sad about, if they have any uncomfortable feeling. And as time goes on, then these sharing circles are more structured, and we talk about issues that are important for the class, and So it's developing, and it's a very important part of to develop their communication skills, to listen to each other, and how to articulate their thoughts in a way that can be interesting for the others. It's a very important part of Roger's schoolish sharing time. And then they have breakfast, and the teachers tell stories, tales, mainly tales for the kids.
How long time takes the circle?
30 minutes. So from 8:30?
Not more.
Not more.
Because when the children are very excited and all, so the teachers are free, no jangle?
Yes, no bell, so there's no bell.
They are free
We are free to adopt to the kids their needs. So not more than 30, but it can be 15 or 20 as well, as they feel. And then breakfast, and then the first block, we call it a block because the breaks are not at the same time in all classes, but we have 2 big breaks, which is for the whole school. One is in the morning from 10:40 to 11:10, so it's half an hour. And all the classes are in the yard then. We send the children out, and this is a fixed time, and the other one is the lunch break. But then we have blocks, and these and there are different classes, but the teachers and the class can decide how long they are. So for the smaller ones, there can be shorter sessions, but if they are in something, they can continue it. So it's rather flexible. And for the first 2 years, definitely just the 2 head teachers teach everything except English, so they have English classes as well, but all the other subjects are taught by these 2 teachers. So they have this first block and then the big break, and we thought it's important to have a big break where all the kids can meet, and because there are brothers and sisters and they can meet there, and I like it that it's really family-like, so everybody knows everybody else by name, and they play together, and they play football, and we have these skateboards and scooters, and it's a very lively life in the garden. Oh yes, yeah, it's a good example for how we make rules, that we have a small football ground in the garden, and the children wanted to play at the same time, and they realized that if there are 30-40 kids on this small ground, they cannot play. So they started to think, okay, what to make, how to make a rule about it, and then they asked us to organize a meeting, a football meeting, and all the classes sent a few kids to this meeting, and then they, together with the help of a teacher, they managed to make a rule. It is very complicated, I don't know it, but it's written. So each class can play on Monday in the first break, and in the second it's half, so 30 minutes for one, and the other, so I cannot follow it at all. But it's given, so when I'm in the garden I can see, okay, the 5th or 6th can play, because you did it. And if something happens that they think, okay, it's not good, it doesn't work, then they ask again, let's have a new meeting, because there are problems, we don't keep it, and why not, how to change it. And then we give time, we always give time to, because we think it's very important. So if there is a conflict, there is a problem, we stop the school life, we can stop even the lessons, and then we devote our time and attention to these things, because we think that these are important in their lives. Even if they have conflicts in the break between 2 kids, and they cannot solve it in the break, then we devote our time and okay, let's see what is happening, what's the issue, how to solve it, and then we can go on, because we think that if there is tension inside and in the group, it's very hard to teach and learn. So if they are in a relaxed state, then they can really learn. So we think these things are important. So we have this big break in the morning, then the second session till lunch. Then we have an hour lunch break. For the bigger ones, it's just 45 minutes. And then we also have another block after lunch. For the small ones, it's from 1:30 to 3:30, because the school finishes at 3:30. And then they can stay, but there are no more classes. They are in the garden. They play together. Because we think that if we want to give time for this Rogerian thing as well, we need time. So we cannot do it between 8 and 2. We need time to be together, to have sharing circles, group games, conflict solving things, and that's why we have this system. And even for the older ones, from the 5th class, they start earlier. They start at 8:15, so a bit earlier. And they have classes, they have fixed classes, because there are several teachers. And we had to make a system, so who goes where, and so they have a fixed timetable. But some of their days are shorter, because they go to sport trainings and they learn music, so sometimes they have shorter days. Let's say they finish at 3 or at 2:30, so a bit shorter. But they spend most of their time there. So this is our day. And another challenge that it has come to my mind to find, we think that this system is not suitable for everyone. So it's very important for us to find families who really have the same ideas about education, about responsibility, and about how to nurture a kid. Because this, if they have other rules and other attitude at home, the kids would not feel comfortable. Because we work in a way, and he tries to find his place, but at home there are other rules. So it's very important to find a family. So we always want to find families and the kid in the family, but it's important for us. And that's why this process is rather long. We can have somebody in our school for example, the first graders, the new class. We have it now, so we have now these 20 kids for the next school term. We start this whole project with open days. So every school term we have 6 or 7 open days when everybody who is interested in the school, parents, teachers, educators, whoever can come and spend a whole day with us and observe the lessons and ask questions. And it starts in October. The first open day is October. And then we organize from January to the middle of March, every week, kind of, how do we call it? Children group again, children and parent group who are interested in our school. They come every week and spend there 1 hour, and we have a group for the parents with the teachers, and we have 1 or 2 groups for the kids, because this year we had 40 or 50 families who got involved, and they spend also these children groups with other teachers, and we have 10 of these meetings, and then we talk a lot about the school, because it's important for us that parents understand what we do and how we do it. So we want to make it really clear how we different, and what we can do, what we can't do, and the evaluation system, and about a lot of themes we talk about. And the teachers play and work with the students, with the little kids. And then we have, at the end of March, we have a Saturday morning when we invite all the families that really want to join us. And then there are there is a 2-hour session for the kids. They spend 2 hours in school, and our older students offer different workshops, different activities to the little ones. And we, the teachers, are there, and we observe them, how they work together, how they react. And after that, we have a meeting when we try to put together the 20 kids we can imagine. And we have a lot of meetings with the families, so not just in like a group, but we also invite them to one-to-one sessions to talk about if we have questions or if they have questions related to this. Yes, and we have a questionnaire for the families who want to join us. 25 questions about their attitude, about the kid, and yes, a lot of about the illness of the child in the span when he or she was small, so it's very important.
Do you have any experiences about these open days and how do you cover them?
The families pay for this, yes, but it's not much. And then maybe the last is very important, that we have a very, very special relationship with the parents. It's very hard sometimes because we let them a little bit more further in our work or in the school than it is usual. And then there are some parents who can't find, or for us is not comfortable, because they want to say to the teachers how to do, what to do, how to do. And then so we have to find the good distance between the parents and the teachers, and we work a lot on this topic. In every we told you that that is a 7-8 week period, and in every period, every class, parents, teachers meet and sit in a circle and speak about the children, about the experiences, about everything. But for example, now there is a class where the parents are totally not agreed how open they allow the teachers to speak the children, the one, not the whole group. But as an individual.
Individuals.
So a problem.
Because there are parents who say that about my child is nobody, I don't allow to speak about my child to the parent circle because I don't want. And then we try now, I as a mediator, I try to, we are in a process now to find a common will, or I don't know how to say, how open can the teacher speak about the children as individual for the whole circle.
Sorry.
That's very hard, yeah.
And the circle is between the parents, the teachers, and the kids?
No,
No,
it's
it's
not
not
there.
there. No.
Just it's a kind of parent meeting, and when we start talking about the class in general, it's very good, but in some point you get to individual ones. And it's in my class it's not a problem. Somehow the parents there are really open, so we can talk about problems and they are ready to do it. But in this class it's very hard to find the level, because some of the parents and the teachers feel that we should talk about it. If you want to solve it, then we want to go on. But the parents with these kids feel that it's unbelievable to share and to talk about it, and it's a very big issue, and we need a lot of time how to handle it and how to go on with it.
And then we have every period, at the end of every period, some feast together with the parents. That is very good. What kind of student?
Yes, because all the so every classes learn about different cultures. We found it right in at the beginning or later a bit that we need to give a kind of structure to the school year, and for the first class it's very good because they deal with the traditional Hungarian feasts and celebration which are connected with the changing of the seasons, and in the first year they learn about the Hungarian traditions and how we celebrated these different in the folk in the villages and what traditions are connected to it. And in the second year we have we learn about the Jewish tradition, but not from a religious point of view, but from a cultural point of view, because we think that this culture in Europe are rooted mainly in these cultures. So they learn about how the Jewish culture celebrate these things, and then the third year is about the ancient Hungarian traditions, which are rooted in the folk tales, and we can learn about it. And the fourth is about Greek culture, and it's the children love it really because they can have
Because they're really
gods, the Odysseus and whatever, and all these things, and the theatre and drama and the Olympics at the end of the year. It's a huge celebration for the whole school, and just the fourth graders are there and the other sportsmen, and we have the flame and these beautiful clothes, and yes, they got the rest at the end. So this is nice. And from the fifth class we start the history, and with the history we learn in a deeper level about the culture, so we don't have this cultural background, but we join all these celebrations.
In the fifth class is a very liked for the children, because then they meet wonderful things about but then can choose the class can choose what they want to a little bit deeper.
I think art is very important. We think that through art and then drama, they can develop a lot. So we have more art classes than in ordinary schools, because it's very close to children to paint and to move and to do drama games, and we think it's important. So it's part of the curriculum.
And develop soft skills.
Yeah.
How exactly do you involve the parents in the school life, and how they contribute to the school?
So they are involved in the school. They're very close. They come in the morning, in the afternoon. We are always ready to talk with them on an individual level, and we ask them to come and contribute with what they have. So there are parents, for example, who join every Monday afternoon we have lessons called workshop, mainly about craft work, and the children can choose from different offers what they want to do for 6 or 7 weeks, so in one period. And a lot of parents join this and come in, and they can offer their knowledge to the kids. For example, we had somebody who taught chess for the kids in this period, or somebody who came and made little sculptures, and they worked together. So we are really happy when parents can come and they can offer something even to do with the kids. Now we have a project on improving our yard, and there are parents who has knowledge and some connections in the world, and they offer this knowledge and these relations they have. So in this questionnaire we ask it at what they can contribute, and then we try to find them when they need some help. And these parental meetings, we always ask help us and they are ready to come. And as we spend these feasts together, this is very good because they can socialize and they enjoy being together with the students, with the teachers. And we often organize trips together, mainly for the little ones, because the teenagers don't want at all to invite the parents nowhere. So my class is 7th graders, and it was hard even to organize a Christmas party with the parents because they said, no, we don't want to invite them. But I said it's a family celebration, so we need to be together, and it took at least 2 weeks to find forms together, what they can imagine doing together with their parents. But when we were younger, we had some trips together, and we went cycling to the countryside, and they loved it. So with the smaller ones, there are more programs, but I have to respect the young teenagers. They don't want to spend time with their parents. And it's absolutely normal. So.
Then, for example, this year I offered for the first class parents training. I was curious whether they come or not. That was 3 Saturday from 9:30 till 4:30. This was of time. 3 Saturday, and there is 18 children in this class, and then 14 parents were there, and they belonged to 9 children. So we were both parents from families, and from only the mother, and they came and they were there, and they wanted to speak about the Rotary. So it's very good, because they come voluntarily to the school. They are looking for this school and they pay for it, so they make a lot of energy out. And maybe it's very important that we don't give notes to the children till in the first 6 years we don't give notes. Only marks. Only written evaluation.
You went to 6th grade.
Yes. They just how certain thing.
And even when we start giving their marks, we keep these written evaluations, which are very important. At half term, we give them one, and at the end of the school year, we give them another. And it has different parts. So the first part of this written evaluation is about their social life and about how they work in the group and what to improve and what is easy. And so we give them this part. And then all the teachers write about their subject, quite long ones. So, for example, in my class it's 6 or 7 pages for each and every kid. But in the first class it's 1.5 pages, because we mainly write it for the kids. It was also a big issue who to write to the kid or to the parent or to whom. But we write it for the teachers, for the children mainly, so they can understand it, and we talk about it. In the first year we read them because they cannot read the whole, so we read them out. And but of course we write it in a way that it's informative for the parents, and we invite them after to talk about it. So to have a deeper look at it, what it means and what to do with it, because it's very hard for them to understand what they mean, because they always got marks in their education system and they understand the marks. And sometimes they okay, but is it a 3 or a 4? And I go, unfortunately it's not a 3, it's not a 4, it is like that. And but they need these things, but I don't give them. So what it means, is it enough, it's not enough. So it's very hard to understand. And it's, for the kids it's easier because they have never had marks, so they understand, but sometimes
Children who are coming later.
yes,
They can also.
no, they are. So when children join us later, not in the first grade, they release no marks. So they are very happy about it because most of them hate marks, and they are happy about it. But it's hard for them to understand what it means.
And take it serious,
Yes.
what we say, because it's no marks. It's a very long.
It's a long process. It's at least a
process
year
for them
to understand that this feedback, you have to take them serious. Because we try to give it in a positive way, that you need to improve in this, you need to improve in that, you have to put bigger effort in this subject or that subject. But as they get used to the marks and I don't get a 2 or a 3, it's hard to see what they mean. And from 7th grade they get the written evaluation and marks, not on a daily level, but at the end of all the quarters we give them marks for their work. They get marks as well. But they also write tests, and we give them percent. So we correct and give them percentage, and from the fourth grade.
And there is an official state measurement in every which classes? In the
4th, 6th, and 8th.
4, 6, and 8. And then it is written on the internet which school is, and we are always we have always very good, so in general, very good results.
And we write it in Hungarian language and in mathematics, so it has
to understand text and math and other part of the language, and we are, that is the average in the country, and we are here, and it is the average of town Budapest, and we are also a little bit higher, so it is, and we show it to the parents. Don't worry, they learn, because they ask, they ask sometimes, they learn enough, and how will be in the high school.
The problem is with parents is that they want everything at the same time. They want their kids to be happy and relaxed and without anxiety and all the knowledge. So they want everything. And it's not easy to get them to the point that they can have the knowledge what they needed if they are ready to get it, if they are open. So we share the responsibility of this whole learning process with the kids. And there are kids who don't know it on a very high level, but okay, they are in a progress. Maybe 1 year or 2 years' time they will get there. And it's a very interesting question that they say, okay, I trust my child at the age of 6, 7. Okay, well now he's 13, so I'm losing my patience. And yes, it's a huge task for a parent to trust and to see that, okay, he's developing, he's a bit slower, he needs more time. I have a girl in my class, Lilla, who started to really got to this point of learning this year. So the first 6 years it was very hard for her, and she was not interested in the subject, and she didn't care about the homework, and problems. And first they were thinking about joining a 6-year high school, and we talked a lot with the parents that Lila is not ready to change. Give her these 2 years because she needs these 2 years. And then she decided to let her here, and now Lila started to work and started to learn, and she's so good and bright, and now she's ready to work, and she can do it, and she's really happy with it, but we didn't press her because she was not ready to do it. And it's we have to talk a lot with the parents and the families to understand each other.
To have patience.
To have patience, yes, to have patience.
And we say always that we give the children the first 4 years. So they don't, we don't push them to reach at the end of the first year, but in the national curriculum is. Because maybe they are slowly, they can't, they're not ready at that kind for the school. So we say always to the parents and for ourselves, for the kids we don't say, that at the end of the 4th year, it's very good when they reach the national curriculum in the main points. And it's very good, they have time, they have time. It's no hurry. It's a lot of years to be in school, it's necessary, so hurry, if they are not ready.
And we put the main focus on teaching them the competences. So the reading, writing, counting, to teach them the competence.
Using the sources.
Yes, and how to use the sources. So not, because we think the national curriculum is loaded with information, a lot of things to learn. But we think there are really important parts and there are not so important parts. And we try to teach them the tools, how to use it, how to follow their interests, and how to do research work. We give them a lot of options to present their ideas, and they really like it, and they get involved in this whole process of learning. Because learning is a rather individual. So we can teach, we can give a lot of information, but what they learn is rather an individual process, and it happens inside. And we try to make them ready to this inner work. Because now I think that the national curriculum is like a shower, and we put every children out in the shower and they get wet, but they can't soak anything, and it's not good. I think they need to make sponge, and this sponge can have what they want. And this how to make sponges is important.
How do you prepare your lessons? Because here in most schools, there are certain manuals and teachers follow each day. They follow these.
Just the textbook and they.
Yeah. How do you prepare your lessons according to your
So it's good that we can, as a teacher, you can choose what book.
You have freedom to use.
Yeah, you discuss it with your colleagues. For example, if you teach writing or reading, you can discuss which is the
Not in the state schools now. It used to be, but now it is very rigid. But we wrote this frame curriculum, and we can keep this.
So the free choice is important. And we also use textbooks, but a lot of other materials and resources. And it's important for us to let the kids' interest to come in the lesson. So I, as a teacher, has to have this where I want to get from the starting point. But I'm rather flexible in it, and I take a lot of materials from the outside. Word, for example, in English, when I realize that they are interested in a certain topic as a class, then I use these materials in English. There's everything on the internet, so you have to be a bit open, and then you can teach English through their interests. And I think most of teachers in our school is open to this feedback, and he has in mind what to do, but he can make changes, and the classes are rather interactive, so there are not lectures, but we use different methods. For example, this cooperative method, do you use it in
Cooperative methods, and because говорихме за така нареченото Word Cafe, което не знам дали го познавате или не, но със сигурност като бяда ще имате възможност да го знаете. И в момента, в който му разказах, той те каза, това е кооперативно. Но може би, аз до сега не съм срещала кооперативно учене в нашата.
Тя среща се като термин.
Айде ще
Когато са родени децата на групи, работят в група. И най-вече тогава за по-кооперативно учене.
So our teachers, I think, are open to learn new methodologies and to get ready to change and to use the IT because these kids are very good at computers, so it's important to use these IT technologies as well. And yes, so we try to do our best to make the lessons as interesting as we can.
This allows the teacher to adapt to the individual rhythm of the child and not push it to certain results.
But in another way, no, because we have to get to some point, for example, at the end of the 8th class, when they have to take an exam. But we have a period, yes, not every year. And for some kids, it's okay for me that he's slower in English and he won't learn the present perfect. Who cares? He can communicate, he has a lot of knowledge of the English, he can express his thoughts. So for me as an English teacher, present perfect is not so important because in high school they can learn it. And I know what they need for the entrance exam, and I try to teach that. And if somebody is really talented and interested, I give them this as well. But we have a longer period, so we don't want to press everyone to have everything at the same time.
And this is allowed by your curriculum?
Yes. Yes.
You mentioned that when you were explaining about how recruit the new families and get them involved, and that the children come also in the school place and they have a space where to play and the teachers observe them and then they combine the classes. And from here comes my question, are they from the beginning to the end in one class? Or this is like from the first till 6th, 7th, grade 8, they stay in one class? Yes. Maybe this is the purpose. But if there are some, if you see that, for example, there are 3 classes in 2nd or 3rd grade, and there
we don't have the actual one class.
Just one class,
yes, because the building, because the building is not enough. This year we have 2 first classes, but this is the only case. Maybe one classes, so they cannot move from one to another.
And when a child that wasn't in the beginning from the first class comes, just gets into the grade that it should be.
It's hard.
Yeah.
for the child and for us sometimes, yeah. And there are always in the families among the children who applied to the first class, a lot of children with problems. With behavior problems, attention problems, maybe learning problems, what the kindergarten teachers could see in the kindergarten. So it's a very hard task for us because we have to say to a lot of such kind of children that we can't take them. Because if we form a class from 18 children and from them 6 or 7 with hard problems, then it is no healthy group. There is no integration, no inclusive education, but problem, a huge problem, we can't solve it, we can't deal with it. So it's very hard every year.
In every class we have a few kids with special needs, let's say 3, or but maybe more.
We think 3, and then in the first year
it turns out that
he also, and then we are there.
But it's important to keep a kind of balance. Because if there are a lot of children with special needs, then it can be run really, really hard. So we need a balance. So we integrate students, but we want to have the whole group and the whole community as a mixture of, because then they can help each other, they can learn from each other. For example, in my class there are 2 kids with autistic problems. About one of them we knew it at the beginning, and but about the other one it turned out just in the first year. And so it's a hard job to give them what they need and for the class, but now I see, as we are in the 7th class now, that the 2 autistic kids and the class learn so much about tolerance and about how to help each other and how to accept each other, so it was very good. But maybe one autistic kid is enough for for a class, but now we have 2 and it works, but it's a very hard work to handle the situation. Even they have their private helpers. To teachers are always one of them spends a lot of time in the class, the other one just a few lessons, but I think the other kids learned a lot about themselves and about what it means to be different, and so I think it's important to have kids with special needs, because it gives a lot to the class.
But it's very hard when there's so few schools, I think also in Bulgaria, where we can send these children. They come and ask that we can't go, we can't find school to our child. And so it's very hard, really.
It's something that you should be really, you are really, how to say, open to yourselves, to get to know where are your limits,
Yes.
to follow your purpose, to say it clearly, and afterwards find a way how to communicate this with the society.
And we have learned it for a lot of years. To really know, to see our limits, and to have the courage to say it, and to learn how can we say in such a way that it is not a too big shock for this family to be rejected. It's very hard. Also today it's very hard.
Do you proceed?
Festivals was mentioned. How the kids are involved in the process? Maybe organization or only like in the art, or what about the kids in festivals?
So every class has this different cultural background or knowledge, and they have classes every week when they learn about it, when they make research work, when they prepare artwork or something like that. And for a festival, all the classes prepare a short performance about their cultural background. So it's a kind of mixture of all the cultures, all these festivals, because the first years take these traditional Hungarian way, the second one the Jewish. So it's we have in the morning these performances. All the classes show it to each other, and we have this part of it, and we decorate the classes with their work, what they learned about this culture in this festival in these 6 or 7 weeks. So So we decorate it, and then for the afternoon we invite the parents when we have a meeting in the gym mainly. And there are also performances and singing together and a big feast to eat. So this is like that, and it's
Sounds nice.
yeah.
And at the end of the school year, we have 3 days. Rogers Days, and then is everything is
Exhibitions, sport events, cultural events, these performances and fair where they can sell their handmade things.
and they like it very much. Though for the bigger children, you have to find some ways.
Yes, how they do that.
Are the kids involved in the organization of this, or only like
On their class level, so the level of their class. And
But
they
had
have
to make on the walls the decoration and chairs, the big suckers, boys and
yes, they have.
and for example this Saturday morning for the kindergarten children, then our bigger from the 4th class, they can apply that I want to make a workshop for the children this morning. And then they write a plan, what they want to do, with whom, what materials they need. And then it's a jury, and we say that, yes, you are welcome, it's a very good program, and which room do you want to do it? So for example, then they organize from the beginning, or they make an application, they do it. And then after they may clean this part of the room, so it's a whole process then for example.
Here you wrote about PR and marketing.
Yeah, the best marketing, so get new families, is from the parents. Internet, Facebook, everything, but the best is from the parents whom children are in the school. And they say that we are satisfied and that is so, and they
attract.
So that is on the first place. And the second is the internet, our homepage, our website. It's true, and at the beginning we made advertises for a lot of money in newspapers, but now it's no sense.
You said that in 1990, 40 other schools were looking
It's
at
about
as yours,
right.
something like to get a license and to start their own life. What is the situation now on Hungarian national level? How many you are? How you cooperate? Do you stand behind common ideas and etc.?
We have an association that is Alternative and Private School Association. It's about 300 members in the country, that there are very, very different these schools. There are private schools, very strict, we go to the university and the school. So it's very, very, very different. But they are alternative and private schools. It is very good because we have yet an association, we can discuss the problems and to write together a letter to the minister for the education that we want to, they don't care it, but we try. So that's important. What is very strong, that is Waldorf system is very strong, very stable. There is a teacher training college or 2 for Waldorf system. It's a German background. So that is respected all the governments, and that is very stable, and kindergarten and elementary school, high school, teacher training college, and a lot of schools in the country that is stable. Then there are some schools as ours. We are self-made, no behind us, nobody, because this person-centered approach is a very, very informal movement from this attitude. The trust and empathy is not a well-structured movement. So we are very alone. There are maybe 2 other in the countryside, but we are not a very good connection, sorry. Then there are some other who are similar to our school. There is a small group of teachers, and they found an attitude for themselves, and then they do the school, and there are now in the last 3-4 days schools, not one but more, who had to give up.
Yes, in the last 2 years or 3 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
In this government, in this period now, they have to give up because they can't manage it. Money question, curriculum, I don't know why, of several reasons, but they have to give up. This is very, very sad.
So and this association was established how much time ago, and is it really like you say you go there, meet each other, get to know each other, support each other for the connection with the institutions and government, how it was made, how is going on the process in it, and does it really give a support that is needed?
So there is a very, very charismatic man who is the director of this high school where all children were in the high school. That called alternative economical high school, but it is not economical, that is part of it. Yes, and for this man was very, very important to form that kind of association, to work together. So his strengths and his idea and his charismatic person started this whole association. It was very, very important. And that was maybe in 93 or very, very early years. And he could arrange that there are every county region has a pedagogical institute. And this man could arrange that there is now an independent pedagogical institute for this association, for the alternative and private school. And till this government, they got the same money from the state as the county or the region pedagogical institutes. So he is a very important man for the whole movement and for and he is the president of this. And he is now 63 years old, so we hope he can do it.
I think the sponges are so good.
George, Georg, Horn. H-O-R-N. It's a German name, Horn. György. György in Hungarian, George is György, or György.
So we have Club.
We had luck with him. He was an ordinary teacher, but in the 70s he went to teach to a school, and he began to mix alternatives and things, so it's very early.
In the Soviet time.
Yeah,
Yes.
in the 70s, yeah. In a
Behind the
normal
doors.
school, in a normal high school, and he tried to, so he was really very ready to do that line.
I have a question exactly. What is the tax of the school compared to the average salary, and how much of this is paid by the state?
The average salary, the average for one people is 100,000,
150,000 forints. That is
300, that is 500 euro.
yes, about 500 euros.
And
500 euros.
And for one month in our school is about 60,000 for it. That is 200 euros without eating, without lunch.
Euros for the month.
Yes.
So more than half of the average.
Yes,
So
it's-
that's why
it's-
not the average
it's-
families cannot really afford it. So that's a pity that an average family cannot really afford our school.
And we have a little possibility to give support families, to give but this is not enough. Maybe when a family, from a family, 2 or 3 or 4 children come, then we give, of course.
How much is the state subsidy monthly?
For the whole year is 120,000 for the whole school year.
For one kid.
For one, so 2 months, 2 months.
Covered by the government.
So the parents,
2 months tax you mean?
yes,
Yeah.
for the whole school year,
Yeah.
pro child. And for the state school it is enough, because for the state school they don't pay.
Sorry. I just translated.
Yeah. They don't pay for the building, they don't pay for the electricity, they don't pay for the, I don't know what, heating, they pay only for the teachers. But we have to pay for everything.
If you want to, in the private schools, this state come to you this money? Or
Yes. Yes. To the
For every
the
kid.
head, to the head of the
Mhm.
of our association or
Mhm.
foundation.
Mhm.
But they are me, so
It's okay.
yeah. We get. Yeah, Sibina told us that here is not
Yeah, here in Bulgaria.
yeah, is no.
No.
It's very
Not yet.
So yes.
Because it's a kind of strength. Yeah. So when all these get together, it's a big strength.
Yeah, we are on the way of this.
Yeah, like now.
And for example, this association could establish this independent institute, and they got for 20 years money from the state, not now, but we hope that time changes.
Let's hope for the association. the network.
So it has sense.
Yeah. Thank you very, very much for all this sharing. Something you must be sure that this is very precious. You is not very sorry.
We try to bring you something traditional
To be
Hungarian,
strength
to
to
be
you.
raised to you. And we brought a little book about Hungary.
To come and to see.
We can
You can put it this paper. This.
Yes, the
This
plastic something.
Maybe this could stay here.
This is one of the best Hungarian chocolate.
With alcohol.
There is alcohol and some sour cherries, so you can have it. Okay, and we are really famous from this unicum. This picture, it's also alcoholic, so when you need some strength, you have it, and it's a special one with plums. So it has plum taste, and this is the original. So we would like to give it to you and have it one day together.
And
You can think about us.
And you wish you a lot of strength and
Welcome
courage
to
and
so whenever
patience.
yes, you come to Hungary, please visit us, or you can organize a trip and you can observe our school, because I think
we
that's the
invite
better way to understand it and to have it. So you are welcome.
It's very important to see it, to feel it, so you have to come and to see it.
Spend a few days there.
It's very hard to come to Hungary.
No.